So it is true, there is more good news, but this good news that we're hearing actually comes with some bad news that will follow. And I want to address what's going on there because this is something that I'm being asked all the time. Every single day, I'm getting either emails or messages and comments right here on YouTube, people asking this exact same question. So I will address what that question is in just a second. All I ask is if you enjoy these daily updates, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. But let's begin. So what is happening? Well, what is happening right now is we're being told by many lawmakers that increases are coming. You are going to be helped. We are going to give you more income. We are going to give you a higher minimum wage. We're going to provide additional benefits for Social Security recipients and people on SNAP benefits. The help is coming. That's what we're being told. But there's something else that's happening on the back end of that, and that's what we need to be concerned with. Here's what I can tell you. You should never believe everything that you're told. And I tell you guys this all the time, is if I tell you something, okay, that's, I do a lot of research, but at the same time, if you can and do your own research, that's even better because now you're confirming exactly what I've been telling you. Okay? I don't want you to believe everything. Not everything that I'm saying. Not everything that you hear on the media, in the news, on TikTok, on Instagram. Don't believe it all. Because here's what's going on. Right now, we're being told that inflation's coming down. Everybody shouldn't worry. Things are going to go back to normal very soon. Well, based off all the research that I've done, that's not what we're seeing. We know that inflation went from 3% and it ticked up by 0.2%, went up to 3.2% year over year. That was the first time it has gone up in many months. But that's concerning. Something else that's concerning is what is happening within the different states. For example, Florida is going to see an increase to their minimum wage, and that's going to happen in about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. On September 1st, we're going to see Florida's hourly minimum wage start at $12. Yeah, and it's projected to hit $15 by 2026. That's just one state. Other states are going to see minimum wage increases as well, especially in the next 4 months. So we need to prepare for that. But here's something else. Not only are we seeing that we're going to get more money, but now we're being told that the U.S. economy is actually so strong that there's more upside risks to inflation. And I've addressed this before, and this isn't going away. But it doesn't stop there either. Here's something else that a lot of people had no clue was even happening. Let me read you this. It says major shipping routes are struggling with water shortages. El Nino could make it worse. What are they talking about? And why would that impact inflation? Well, let's read the key points in this CNBC article. This one right here says an increasing incidence of climate-driven extreme weather events is taking its toll on the world's major shipping routes, and analysts fear that the onset of El Nino could make matters even worse. Okay, and obviously we see what's going on right now over on the West Coast with Hurricane Hillary. That goes on to say low water levels on the critically important Panama Canal have prompted the Central American country to reduce the number of vessels that pass through the key global trade route. Let's think about that for a second. So they are actually reducing the number of vessels that can pass through that on a day-to-day basis. Well, you know what's happening? Ships are just sitting there. Ships are waiting to go through the Panama Canal. So do you know what happens when ships have to wait? It means wherever they're going, well, now they're delayed. So just think about this. Let's say you're trying to get products or you're going to go buy something at Walmart. And Walmart doesn't have a huge selection of that product because they're waiting for the shipment to come in. And so being that they're waiting on the shipment, they're dispersing very few items to each individual store. But in order to account for the profit that they're potentially losing, they're actually going to raise the price. That means we're going to see additional inflation. That means those goods that we are purchasing have to go up in price because demand is still at the same level, but supply is down. Okay, the supply and demand principles. This is something that we need to keep in mind of. Okay, we need to understand what's happening here because this is going to cause additional inflation. And I've said this before. If we see additional inflation, guess what's going to happen? Lawmakers are going to say, well, the lower income households are really struggling. The fixed income households are really struggling. Those with children are really struggling. We should give them additional money. We should give them more tax breaks. We should do something for them like a child tax credit payment, right? Forgiving student loan debt. Trying to provide an increase or decrease expenses for those on a fixed income like Social Security. That's what we continue to hear. So again, we aren't seeing this big push for additional wages and higher benefits because what we're being told is that they deserve it. No, we're being told that the reason why they're offering this stuff is because they know what's coming in the future. I want to show you this. This was just something that came out just today, but I wanted to show you this because this is exactly what I was talking about this morning. It says gas prices hit 2023 highs in California as Tropical Storm Hillary hammers the state. Now, keep in mind, if we are seeing that, and just today, I was driving down the street, saw 2 gas stations that were closed. Okay, I live in Washington State, a little bit higher than where this tropical storm is really hitting, but we're not getting a lot of shipments of fuel. So there were 2 gas stations that were out of fuel. Yeah, 2. Okay, and I live in Washington State. Just think what's going to happen in Oregon, California, Nevada. If these trucks cannot get to those locations and people are still trying to make sure that their vehicles are full of fuel so that they can get back and forth from work, take their kids to school and other activities, right? Just being prepared. This is why some are worried that inflation is coming back. That because of all these little incidents, we are going to see inflation come back, and it's going to come back with a vengeance. Now, I don't think we're going to see inflation at 9%. Could we see inflation get back up to that 4% range? We could. Some expect it is going to get up to about 4%. I don't know how soon that would happen, but my guess is if we go from 3.2% up to 4%, the Federal Reserve is going to come out. They're going to raise rates even higher. They're going to try to just crush the everyday consumer, slow down the economy as much as possible, and it's going to hurt millions and millions of Americans. So we need to be prepared for that. Now, I do want to show you one other thing, and this is one of the highlights or the good news pieces in today's video. Look at this. It says car prices might be unsustainable for buyers. It says surging loan delinquencies signal that many consumers can't afford their auto loans. That's exactly right. What's happening right now is people are giving back their cars. They don't want them. They don't want the payment. They don't want the vehicle. Take it back. I don't want it. I can't afford it. So banks are taking it back, right? Lenders are taking them back. But at the same time, all these banks and lenders are getting the vehicles back, and they can't go and recoup the money that they lost. Guess what else is happening? We're seeing manufacturing for vehicles actually increase. And as it increases and cars start coming back to the lots, that means there's more supply, but with rates as high as they are, there's less demand, which means prices are going to start coming down. So if you're in the market for a newer used vehicle, just understand prices are coming down, and it might be the time to just wait. So there's some good news that inflation is going to come down with what's happening with the used and new car market, but at the same time, there's other reports out there that are saying inflation's going to go up. So what I can tell you is just be prepared because we never know what it's going to do.